G'day folks, it's Ozzy here from the Crypto Ozzy channel, back with another video. In today's video, we're going to look at Bitcoin and see how we can maximize our profits using the Crypto Accelerator Tool, also known as the CAT. We're going to break down some buy and sell targets and see what our potential profit might be based on where we are right now in the cryptocurrency market. And why do I use the Crypto Accelerator Tool to build my crypto investing strategies? Simplicity, that's why. It's super easy to use and gives me the perfect crypto investing strategy every time. It's like having a crypto crystal ball where I can see my future profits before I've had to spend one penny. Now let's get into it. We'll add Bitcoin in here first so we can label our plan. We'll check out what the current price of Bitcoin is. It's been on a run in the last 24 hours. That's nice. So we're just over 30,000. Let's go back and we'll use that as our current buy-in price. You got into the market late, so you're buying in right now. If we get to retrace to say 29,500, you'll spend some more money there. If we get to go down to 2,900, we'll spend some more money there. 29,000, we'll spend some more money there. And finally, if we get to retrace back down to the 28,000 area, we'll invest some more money there. This time, because it's Bitcoin, we will invest a bit more into it. Yesterday's video, we invested 2,000 into XRP. We'll invest 10,000 this time into Bitcoin. So we'll do 2,500 at each buy-in. So when the buy target is hit, you just spend the 2,500. You don't think about it. Keep it emotionless. 2,500 there, 2,500 there, 2,500 there, and 2,500 there. That's our 10 grand invested, and that gives us 0.3 of a BTC, just a little bit over 0.3. Now we'll look at our sell prices. We're going to start laddering out of Bitcoin based on its previous all-time high of 69,000 for this scenario. Our first sell price will be 59,000. Again, you can do what you want. If you want to use the CAT, you can play around with the figures how you want for your investing style. Our second sell will be 62,500. Our third sell will be 65,500, and our last sell will be the previous all-time high. I'll round it to 69,000. The percentage of Bitcoin we'll sell will start at 20%. Now you can play this how you want. Sometimes, depending on the asset, I will make the first sell percentage at least equal to what I initially invested. But because of Bitcoin, you're not going to get that unless you can get it, but you're going to have to sell a lot more up front. And really, you want to sell the majority as the price gets up higher. So some assets, you're just going to have to live with having more risk on the table. So I'll sell another 20% at our second sell target, and I'll do 40% at our third sell target, and the final 20% at our last sell target. Now, you don't have to sell all of the asset. I sell 100% of the assets in these scenarios, but you don't have to. Okay, let's look at what our return on investment would be. So there'd be 11,000 as a return on investment, or almost 12,000. So that is a 119% return on investment. It's okay. It's not, nothing to write home to mum about, but it's okay. This time we'll keep our buy-in amounts the same. So we're looking at current prices right now. So if you got into the market now, whether you were late to the market or you just heard about crypto, okay, and you're buying into Bitcoin now. So we will then, this time in our sell targets, we'll use, let me get that right. Yep. This time we'll use the previous all-time high as our first sell mark. And this is the beauty of the cat. You can just change one part of the variables, and it will, and leave everything else the same. And obviously it's going to alter the totals. So you keep on playing around with your numbers until you build the plan that suits your investing style. The next target will be 110,000. Next target will be that we will sell at will be the 170,000. And the last target will be 210, which based on the last all-time high, we 3x'd and a little bit from the previous all-time high of 20,000. So theoretically, we should get around that 210,000, probably a little bit higher, but for this scenario, we'll just round it at 210,000. Leave everything else the same. We'll leave the sell amounts the same. Did we get our, so even in this scenario, we still didn't get our $10,000 back for our first sell. We had to wait until our third sell before we got our 10 grand back. But let's look at what our totals are. This return on investment is, it's getting better. We got, 39K for our 10 grand invested. And yeah, nearly 400% return on investment. That's not too shabby. It's not too shabby, especially if you got into the market this late in the stage. Okay, it's not too shabby at all. Let's look at the value of what happens when you buy at or near the bottoms. Okay, so I think we got just a tad over 15,000 the lows this year around. Last year around we got to 15 something, 15.5 I think. So let's say we were going to dollar cost average in, and this is really just for next time around when we're in the bear market, to look at the value of buying in low and selling high. So let's look at our first buy-in target, which would have been 19K. 19K would have been a good mark that if you thought, okay, if we get to 19,000, we're buying in. Next target will be 17,500. Next target would be, say, 16,000. And the last target would be the low. If you were lucky enough to get it, that is, we'll do 15,100. Something like that. We'll keep everything else the same. We'll keep our buying amounts the same. You can see now, if you had have bought in at somewhere near the lows, now we've got half a Bitcoin. Before, I think we had 0.3 of a Bitcoin. We're going to keep our sell targets the same and our percentages the same. That won't change. But now our return on investment has increased quite a bit. So now we're up to 76,000 as our return on the 10 grand. That's getting much better. We've got a 769% return on investment. So that's 3 scenarios on Bitcoin. You can try the cat out for yourself and play around with the figures and see what scenario would work for you. Whether we get down to those lows anytime soon, probably not. So I would be basing your strategies around current prices, working between that 30,000. We might dip as low as 25,000, depending how cruel this part of the market will be in. So that's a wrap on this video and Bitcoin. Thanks for watching today's show. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. If you want to try the cat out for yourself, the link for it will be in the description below. And if you want to connect with me on Twitter, the link for that will also be in the description below. Also, I'm no financial wizard, and this isn't an advice channel. I'd seek out the experts for that sort of stuff. But if you like to speculate like I do, then I'm happy to be your speculation buddy. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, trade safe, trade smart, don't gamble, and get a plan.